it all depends on the family as well. It's all good and well to say that a child can join a non-profit organization, and there's awesome programs out there where they can be exposed over a year. They go and do missionary work in all the various places. But there may be a child where perhaps the mother or father is sick, or it's the only breadwinner, and they need to jump out and earn money as well. And I think wherever, it's good to get a career coach. It's good to get somebody that can give you advice. But make sure that you get somebody that's going to take your personal circumstances into account as well.
Yeah.
And somebody that you can build a relationship with, that you can phone later. And I want to say, and if it's not a professional career coach, perhaps some family member or somebody that's...
Someone you can trust.
Not necessarily the one with the BMW, but somebody that's happy. Look for the happy ones. Look for you can see the tree, if the tree is healthy through the fruit.
Through the fruit, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Look for the happy ones. Go and find the happy one that's having enough. Not too much, not always the Jaguar and the BMW. Get them to because you need to have somebody that cares enough for you as you're going through your career to also say, hey, you're not right now.
Yeah.
The boss didn't give you a hard time because he doesn't like you. It's how it works. There's nobody to pat you on the back.
Yeah. We need that. We do need that.
So find somebody that you can look up to. They can also, because we all come out of the house and we have these story arcs, but we'll get to that when we're talking about the workplace.
And again, when looking for someone to talk to, I know at UJ we had PsyCAD that looks at your academics and your psychological well-being. So whatever university you're at, find out what resources are there to help you out. If you're in that first year and you're like, what is happening? I'm failing, I'm not managing, stress from back home, go and seek the counsel and
make use of the resources.
Because it's there for you. It's there for you, so use it.
If I might just add on to that, don't wait until you're stressed and you feel suicidal and you completely overwhelmed. What am I going to do with my life? The biggest piece of advice I can give you is to build your resources and your support systems before you need them.
That's so
I
true.
always say that a ship has more than one anchor. But imagine that anchors was never installed. And that you can't wait until the storm is there to start, what
Where
anchors?
is it? Yeah.
Because by then,
It's too late sometimes.
it's too late. So build your relationships. Know where to go before the pawpaw hits the fan.
That's it. Now, you've been through university, you've finished your 2 years or 3 years. There are certain courses that require you to do in-service training before you can qualify or graduate. How would you advise one to go about it? Personally, I applied from when I'm like, okay, now October, November, December, next year I'll be done. I need a job. I started sending my CVs everywhere, like a lot of CVs. And a lot of them never even replied. Some of them were, we regret, but most of them didn't say anything. So what advice do you have for students who are in that process? How early should you start applying? And beyond just sending a CV, what can you do to kind of give yourself an edge to make sure that you do get a job next year?
Okay. I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself often. But first things first, make sure the program where you're going to study, you were talking about how do you choose universities or institutions. You have one that's institution A where you just do the course, but institution B might already have that relationship with companies. So that should be one of your criteria to choose an institution. Okay. Another thing is, again, try while you're working or while you're studying. Well, that's not always feasible if you're studying full time, but there is holidays, there is times. Your first year is already, it's never too early. It can be too late, but it can never be too early. If I get 2 CVs and I recognize, this is Katlehu. Yeah, she's that girl that was
that
here.
time, yeah.
She was that girl that was here. I think she came to do the filing.
So already you have an
Versus,
advantage. Who's this? Yeah. Okay, that's a
If
good
it's
one.
possible, try to. And again, through doing your volunteer work, being exposed, not just being in your room, in your hostel room, not always being on your phone. We're missing that
You're missing
personal
out on
interaction
opportunities.
and
Yeah.
opportunities.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. First year, that holiday, when is it? April, another one in June, I think. All your holidays, just go and find companies that are related to what you're studying, volunteer, do the filing, shadow someone, and build that relationship. And when time comes for you to get in service training, who knows, that can give you an edge.
Yes, and even, just sorry to add, even if it's not a company that's directly into
What
the
you're studying.
area what you're studying,
Okay.
you never know who's going
Who
to come
knows
into your,
who?
who knows who, because that's how we get work. What was the fancy name, what they call it nowadays, if you give work to people that's family or friends?
Nepotism?
Nepotism. I'm so sorry to say, but that's the real world.
Yeah,
That's the real world.
Yeah, that's so true. Because I can't start giving you a job when my husband or my child or my brother doesn't have. That's the honest
And
truth.
if I know you,
It
and if
gives
I
me-
know you, you've done the filing before, I've already seen that you're willing to go that extra mile. When people do interviews nowadays, they don't always look at CVs the same way as they did. And I don't know if this is the time to talk about it. Years ago, when I appointed people, I used to look for qualification. I looked at, I like to see somebody that was with a company for a long time, stable, loyalty, all that. It's changed. Now, I don't want a CV that's more than a page. And I want to see what did you accomplish. What
In
is
that
your
time.
where have you made changes or difference into society? Not just in your workplace. Companies, if you go and look at corporate social responsibility and everything. So if I can see that you're a responsible citizen making difference in your community, the chances, and I've got another CV here.
Wait,
Somebody
no,
that went to university and they've got the degree
nothing
versus
else.
you where you've made a change in your society, you're a responsible, active citizen. I'm going to take you. Another thing, just while I'm on the subject, we tend to start looking for people that's got wider exposure. So I'm not saying somebody that's job hopping every year, but if you've worked at 2 or 3 companies before, you've seen different things, you've seen different management style, different processes, etc. I'm going to benefit from your knowledge.
Yeah, more than.
Whereas if I have somebody that's worked for the same company for 20 years or 10 years, that might be resistant to change.
That's so true. That's so true. And that reminds me, in university, there are opportunities for tutoring. There are opportunities for working within your department. There are things that you can do within the university, because you might be thinking, oh, where am I going to work to increase my, to increase my CV and to fill it up a bit. Right in university, speak to some of your lecturers. Some of them might need help. Some of them might need someone who's going to tutor the people. There are opportunities. It's just that sometimes we're not open to seeing them, and we're just there to study or to party or to do other things in your university. But yeah, change the mindset and be on the lookout for what you can do to better yourself and your CV, and not just have your qualification there. Yeah.
I always say the moment you have a me, my, and I mentality, you are setting yourself up to fail.
That's so true. That's so true. Like, if all you focusing on is you, then you're limiting yourself. It feels like by you saying it's all about me, it feels like you're gonna grow, you're gonna achieve more, you're gonna get there, but you're actually stopping yourself from getting where you want to get. That's something.